Thank you everyone. Welcome back to the Lassi session. Obviously, it was a great networking session. People got to understand each other, know more about those masters and how their journey has been throughout. And I'm sure that everybody would have loved the refreshments. But coming back to the final segment, which is the general evaluation, without any further time consuming, we'll like to call on our general evaluator for today's meeting, Toastmaster Anandita. Quickly take the session.
Fellow Toastmasters, our theme of the day today is calmness, which is supposed to be the cradle of power. Let me walk you back to one incident. A few years back, it was an Academy Awards night where a very senior veteran actor was physically abusive with the anchors. And why did that happen? Because the anchor had unfortunately cracked a joke at the expense of the actor's wife. She had been unfortunately suffering from a medical condition where she had lost all her hair. So the anchor, in the context of the session or the speech they were having at that point of time, he cracked a joke at the expense of this actor's wife. Now this actor walks up on stage and straight away slaps the anchor while being verbally and physically abusive, of course. My point was, I will not deliberately take any names because what we are doing is a behavioral assessment. Could this gentleman have done it in a more gracious and calm manner? Could he not have walked up on stage and said, he may have been feeling very angry, but he could have expressed his aggression and anger in a more dignified manner, where he could have told the anchor that my wife is suffering from a medical condition which is openly known to everyone, and you have just insulted her, at least that is my perception, you have insulted her live on national television, which is being broadcast in 65 countries worldwide. In this respect, I would request you to apologize immediately. You could have said something on these lines. The anchor could have laughed it off. So what would this actor do next? He could have said, I will not leave this stage till you apologize to my wife. This time, respecting the time constraints, the anchor would have been bound to apologize to his wife openly and publicly. Could it not have gone in this manner? Yes, it could have gone in this manner. Unfortunately, that gentleman was not a part of Toastmasters. Had he been a Toastmaster even for 6 months, I'm sure his behavior would have been better than what he had exhibited that very night. Due to which he is unfortunately barred from attending the Academy Awards for the next 10 years. My point of stating this example was, it is so very important to assess our own behavior, our own body language, our own speech. When things are going well, we can assess it, and that's fine. We do a good job. But when things don't go well, when you have disruptive audiences, when you have rude people, when you have reporters asking you nasty and dirty questions, how do you train yourself to be grace under pressure? And do you evaluate and assess your behavior at the end of the day? That I behave like this, could I have behaved any better? This is one of the major purposes of general evaluator and the evaluator segment in the Toastmasters meeting. Having said that, I would like to begin with all the speech evaluations, starting with our very first evaluator, Toastmaster Pulkit Gupta, who would be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Jules. Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Judy may have said no to opportunities in her life in the past, but she's definitely saying yes to opportunities to shine as a speaker. Today I have 2 commendations and 3 recommendations for her. Stories which show the vulnerable side of the speaker, the rejections, the dejections, the internal conflict, the monologue, always connect more than stories of success. By bringing a story of her experiments with saying no and eventually realizing that it was because she deserved more, she connected with us. Kudos to you, Jill. Second is a comfortable demeanor on stage. When a speaker is comfortable on stage and owns her presence, it shows in her owning of vocals, owning of body language, and owning of stage, and allows the audience to look past the speaker and focus on the message. And that was well done by Jyoti. But I hope, Jyoti, you say yes to my recommendations. The first is the title, content, connect. The title is an integral part of the speech, not a separate part. So either it should reflect in the speech many times, or it should also inspire interest. So your title inspired interest, Jyoti, unclaimed chances. What chances were unclaimed was the question, but it didn't reflect in your speech as much as I wanted. It came towards the end. Try to make your title more integral part of your speech. Second is, every story should have a stretch of realization. That's what we call the realization arc. And your story had it. You realized that you deserved more, and that made you say yes. But that came off as a report. It came off as statement. The reason we hate our work meeting is all of it is a report. Stories connect more. Transform your realization arc into a story. For example, you had a discovery arc where you realized that you could have achieved so much more by saying yes to the acting opportunity. Now bring on a second story, which happens after some time of the primary core discovery story. And then there could be an element of dilemma. Perhaps you were asked to deliver a speech on the stage, and then you thought, I'm not worthy enough. I don't think I deserve to be on the stage. And then when you call back, to the story. We realize that you said no to the acting opportunity, and the agony that followed all these days. Then comes decision, and realize that I cannot live my life like this anymore. And I said yes. And I came on the stage. So you bring on disassociation, you bring on dilemma, decision, action. You convert your transformation arc from a statement to a story, and that persuades people more. The third recommendation, Jyoti, is on the art of persuasion involves logic, and that also involves counter arguments. You had an argument that said yes, but not everyone can say yes to everything. Persuade them that even though you don't want to say yes to everything, say yes to things you deeply desire. Disarm the arguments by using the art of rebuttals and counter arguments to persuade people to follow what you want. Just work on the counter argument and rebuttal theory. Ensure that your realization arc is a story, not a statement or report. And title content connect should be strong. And keep on with the comfortable demeanor. Your art of being vulnerable on stage. I'm pretty sure, Jyoti, the question that will Jyoti be a world champion speaker in the future will be a resounding yes.
Madam General Evaluator, my experiments with marriage, numerous insights and learning. Great topic, at least for me, married person, be it a woman or man. Toastmaster Nitin, for the delightful and thorough entertaining speech that we have just witnessed today. Now I will give you a recommendation on the basis of CRT approach that we used to follow in Toastmaster, the recommendation and conclusion of the overall feedback. First, I will start with the thing which you were good at. You started with a question. How many of you know about the author of My Experiment with Truth? So that is the first question you have just shared, and that gauges the attention of the audience. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Nitin. Then the selection of topic and selection of stories. That was quite relatable. And when you have something which is quite relatable, and you are sharing that, then people can connect to it. So great on the selection of topic. Then real life stories. I always believe that real life story is the soul to your speech, to your narration. And it was plenty in your speech form. It was right from dowry to liquor, the stories of in-laws, the stories of neighbor fights, so plenty of things in your story. Then you were confident on stage that I can, or most of our audience can truly sense that. So that was all about the recommendation. Now coming to the recommendation. The speech structure, right? So when you have something of the speech where you are sharing insight, at the same time you are also sharing the learning. So try to have some kind of structure along with the stage movement. That also you can do. If something is related to your timeline, that first the pre-marriage stage, then the after-marriage stage. So you can choose the stage that while pre-marriage I was with my to-be in-laws, then you can move after marriage. So in that way you can build story. And at the same time, while sharing the insights, just share the learning also, what learning you are getting out of it. So that will create a speech structure. I personally believe that there was a story, but it was random. You are putting out of it, giving something, so that was not very structured. The second was about the stage coverage, which I have already talked about. The last one is about feeling the emotion. Like when you said that I noticed my wife and she said yes. So that kind of emotion, try to make something in terms of your vocal variety. So, and the last one is about the ending. You have started with a beautiful question, but at the ending you have ended abruptly. So one of the good thing about ending is either you can summarize whatever learning which you have from your entire speech. That yeah, I learned this, second I learned this, and third I learned this. In that way you can summarize, or you can pose some again question. So fellow Toastmaster and your guest, how many of you think that there is a tragedy in your relationship? Some kind of thing you can pose a question. So in that way you can end. Overall, it was a great speech, and I hope that you work on the areas which I have just shared and build upon the strength you already have and come with a better version of yourself in the upcoming speech. Over to you, Madam Secretary Director.
Thank you, Toastmaster Avinash. Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Sapna Soni, who would be assessing the speech of Toastmaster Chicken Durakia. Females are integral part of any profession, any working professional. And Toastmaster Chetan's speech title, if my word females were honest, grab audience attention even if he started speaking. And I have two recommendations for him today. First, he started with command and posture. He was completely comfortable on the stage. And the moment he asked audience the question, how much time it take to write an email? That question grabbed audience attention because that question compelled audience to think and they put on focus on the speaker. Second, that was the second. Third, he has given some relatable examples. Very common. Like I hope you find it while we are screaming inside. I don't care. Or let me know if you have any more questions. While we don't want a single bit of question. So these questions are very common. What I recommend is the first thing, that connect all these questions, all these examples with your own personal experience. Because this is where the magic happens. Because we start relating more. Like you could have said that I had a fight
journey from, hey, you have done your task incorrectly, to, hey, you are looking beautiful. That's what crystallized Toastmaster Manoj's speech, where he dictated or told us about a story speech wherein it was very direct but not rude, obviously, at the start. And he transitioned his communication style into a fashion which is now soothing the audience. I think Toastmaster Manoj a brilliant start of how you tell about a speech. I think the best thing that I liked in your story was there was a story, some story throughout. So you started first with the childhood story wherein you told your teacher when there was a poem said it has a lot of metaphors, difficult to understand, and then you moved on into the same kind of theme moved into your office space as well, wherein you told your co-workers and your managers in a very direct fashion. And then the story of Ferrari. So throughout your speech, you had these stories which actually communicated to the title, which was I'm not rude, I'm just direct. And then came in the best part, which was how you course-corrected yourself. The beauty that I liked there was you first explained about what a framework is, ACID. ACID with an S. ASID, analytical, supportive, indicator, and then direct, initiator and then direct. But from that transition, if you see generally in the story, it's about I have done something wrong, and then overnight I did something right. But your story was more meaningful. You said that you molded yourself, you gave an example of how you approached your wife in a better fashion, and then came an example where you failed. So ideally in many transitions that we do, it's not an overnight success. So your story connected to me personally more because you molded yourself, and then still you failed, and then you're trying to re-attempt of how you can continue to mold yourself. That's a true story. And that is how I think an audience relates to a true story, not just overnight has changed to some particular fashion. Having said that, I have a few recommendations that I would want to kind of give. First one is in the terms of the title. You came onto the stage and then you started with your title, you repeated the title. I feel that there's no need for repeating the title because your story has need. You could have started something like, hey, you are not doing right. Take a pause and then you say, you know guys what, I am not rude, I am just direct. And then you start with your storyline. That kind of makes an impactful essence for starting the story, not just repeating the title. The second recommendation that I have is on, this is a presentation mastery project. And a presentation mastery project actually inquires about how do you connect with your audience, because that's the most important part in a presentation. Looking into people's eyes is a very important aspect. When you were kind of moving towards the stage, I felt that there was a disconnect. You look down, and then when you talk to the audience, then you look back and you look up. The best way to kind of do this generally is, one, we have to gather our thoughts. And for gathering our thoughts, obviously you can't keep on looking into people's eyes. The best fashion is do a sweeping eye contact, look at the audience, and even if you have to move and you're not comfortable with someone else, start looking at somebody else, and then you still continue. I think that's the way you can capture that eye flow without breaking or looking somewhere else. Having said that, I think a brilliant story, you have a gift of telling stories in this particular fashion. I would look forward to such more speeches in the future, and best thing about it is the smile that you give throughout your speech is what I think.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajni. Now I would like to call upon my tag team to let us know how we are doing on the counts of time, filler word usage, and our time. Firstly, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Kavya, our timer for today. Please give us timer's report.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm back with my report. So, Toastmaster Jyoti took 6 minutes 20 seconds. Nitin took 6 minutes 25 seconds. Chetan took 5 minutes 57 seconds. Manoj took 6 minutes 45 seconds. Then comes to table topic speakers. Toastmaster Rajan took 1 minute 27 seconds. Saurabh took 1 minute 21 seconds. Guest Chandan took 1 minute 35 seconds. Toastmaster Avinash took 2
that it's 110. Overall, you're doing good. Right. Secondly, I'd like to now call upon our counterpart today, Toastmaster Shivani.
So my counter report is Toastmaster Amanpreet used so 4 times. Toastmaster Nitin used other 2 times. Toastmaster Manoj used so many times and 3 times. Toastmaster Rajan used so 3 times. Yes, Chandan used 4 times. 2 times. Yes, Anurag used 2 times. 1 times. Toastmaster Anupama used 3 times and 3 times.
I will now call upon Toastmaster, our revered Toastmaster Anupama. Please let us know how well have you done on the usage of correct grammar.
So, before giving my report, I am little disappointed. Nobody used the word serenity, and our topic of the day is calmness. And phrases also I used only, and nobody used it. Being that we all did a great job, and I have noticed some of the grammatical mistakes, but I noticed the speaker corrected by themselves. So I will just go through the words, some word uses, insightful, soul mantra, delightful, vibrant ambience, toned it down, spectacle, dilemma. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anupama. Now, we will come to a very, very interesting segment, and in this segment, there are rewards. Rewards for active listening. So, Toastmaster Amanpreet is going to do the honors of checking and assessing if all you Toastmasters and guests have been listening actively. Guests are also highly encouraged to please participate and raise your hands and not answer prematurely. Only when Toastmaster Amanpreet asks you, then you will give the answer, and no group answers, please. Toastmaster Amanpreet.
So, as I said at the time of start of the meeting, that I will come and put some question before you. So, I request you first that I will ask some of the question which was occurred during the session, during the speeches and table topic sessions as well. And those who know the answer, please raise your hand. Do not be in yourself in hurry and accept it. And give answer in hurry. So raise your hand, and I need a one person for volunteer to give
I will
some.
volunteer.
So my first question is that while the TM Toastmaster Avinash giving his table topic session, he was talking about one of the poet. His name was Edgar Albert Guest, right? But from whom he was, that poet was belongs to, like is Indian poet, European poet, American poet, or Egyptian poet? You are not eligible to answer.
European poet.
Sorry?
European.
That's the wrong answer. Given that wrong answer, now PM Pulkit is disqualified to give him another answer. Sir, Egyptian. Wrong answer. how meaningful and standful people listening to the speech at table. So, Chetan, American is right.
Yes, yes, I agree.
आप चॉकलेट चेतन has to give
आप चॉकलेट मुझे
They also disqualify. They cannot answer. They can answer, but they will not giving a that is free chance. Okay, you can give answer, but you cannot having a gift.
can give
So next question is Toastmaster Jyoti talks about an independency. For which independency she talks about? Toastmaster
Rajdi.
Rajdi.
She talks about financial independence.
Right. Next question. My next question is to all that at the moment of stress, what does TM Anandita Das does to relieving her stress? For meditation. Meditation is right.
सौरभ खड़े भी हो गए.
My next question is, while giving his speech, Toastmaster Nitin quote one date, which is a sunny day. Which date he was quoted?
I can answer this question.
Ma'am,
29th April.
yes. My next question is again from the side of TM Nitin. Where he went with his wife and what was the size in kgs of luggage? Yes, no.
Europe 50 kg.
Yes.
Yes, wonderful.
Please round of applause for giving the right answer. You have to be a great listening skill, because I find that so many people have listened with very careful.
And Amanpreet, you are not rude, you are direct today.
What was the my next question is, what was the topic given to the Toastmaster Rajan for his table topic session?
फिलहाल Toastmaster Rajan उसको तो याद नहीं है.
Is calmness strength as a leader?
Sorry?
Is calmness strength as a leader? In leadership?
Not like that. Not exact.
But leader and calmness both are there in his topic.
In fact, Rajan don't remember.
But tell us the right answer.
Can calm people make better leaders? Next question is, the next question is not related to that speeches or table topic session, but yet it was an interesting question that comes with the Toastmaster Sapna, that how Toastmaster Sapna came today, which mode she opted to came to this meeting. Jyoti.
Scooty.
Mercedes Benz. My next question is to all that while giving his table topic session, PM Pranjan talks about that he went 2 weeks ago for an event. What was the name of that organization where he went?
One chance, please. One chance to clean.
Indian Space Association.
Yes, right. Indian Space Association. And now you all will raise your hand. Now my last question is that while giving his speech, PM Chetan talks about a time limit, how average person take a time to write an email. So that guess 20 minutes. So this
Toastmasters and basically in most stage protocols in programs we attend, we should be stepping onto stage either from the right or the left of the stage. I do understand and respect the fact that the stage is only 1 feet here. It's a makeshift podium, makeshift stage, so it's only 1 feet. But standard stages always are between 2.5, where there are 6 steps on the left and 6 steps on the right. So an average stage height and number of steps. So we always like to visualize that we are on an actual live stage. So I would highly encourage everyone to please continue stepping on stage from the right and from the left of the stage instead of stepping right from the front onto the stage. Third, what I really liked was the fact that a lot of people had come early. In fact, by about 10 people were there, and we were having a short networking session, just chit-chatting amongst each other. The official meeting time is, start time is 10:30, but since a lot of people were here and we had some new guests, so we got networking time. So if people want to continue networking, I would highly encourage everyone, including the guests, that if the start time of the meeting is 10:30 and you want to get to know the Toastmasters a little more closely and ask them personally how does the meeting flow goes, you're most welcome just to come 15 to 20 minutes early so that you get a short networking session with everyone of us. Having said that, I have one specific and strong recommendation is the word and the phrase of the use was not done today. Including myself, my bad. Serenity is really not one of my very strong points and I'm working on this. Neither is coming up on stage and speaking a piece of cake. So I have tried my best to incorporate this since our topic was calmness and the word was serenity, which means calmness. I'm a little startled that everyone, including myself, have not used this. And it's a simple word to use, and these are good usages of words and phrase which we can use in our next speech or next presentation in office or give suggestions to our children. So I would highly and strongly recommend that please use the word of the day, please use the phrase of the day and make a note of it, of the good words and phrases that we have used so that we can use it in our next meetings and speeches. This is a strong recommendation. And this is the very first time I think I have encountered that no one has used the word and phrase. So with that, the entire meeting flow and transitions were very smooth. There is no specific recommendation in any other segment. In fact, I would also say it's a commendation that we went for a short break and a networking session for about 5 to 10 minutes, and when I banged the table, within 2 minutes all Toastmasters and guests were That's a real great win for all of us. Having said that, thank you so much for cooperating so closely with each and every one of us in making this meeting a success, and I look forward to future meetings of this quality. Having said this, I would like to hand over the control of the stage now to our Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Committee.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anandita, for the general evaluation as well as the feedback that we have all received through the way of speech evaluations and the audio reports. Finally, coming towards the end of our session today, as the Toastmaster of the Day, I come in conclusion to the theme, which was calmness, cradle of power. At the end, the only message, as I say that every story or every movie has to come to an end, this message also comes to an end by saying that if in life you are stressed, and why this is so very important is that we have all seen a lot of times I have come across that youngsters, be it you are studying in IITs or IIMs or you are a fresher, if you are not able to do something in life, you lose hope and then you end up your life. A recent post came up that there was a young girl of about 21, 22 years old. She was trying to gather 1 million followers on Instagram, which she couldn't. And then finally what happened is the result that we all know or we are aware of. well, that is not everything in life. 1 million followers could be dummy followers as well. In case if you are so very frustrated or desperate to get those followers, pay and then get those free followers. Why do you even have an end to your life? So what we eventually need to do is we have a beautiful life to live. All these stress, all these showstoppers, or any kind of depression that will come our way, we will all have that. We will continue having. But then let's try as a community, let's try as an individual to curb it, to reduce it as much as possible, and be happy and spread happiness. Being calm is just not a purpose, it's a habit. So let's inculcate to make it as a habit and live life even more longer and have a sustainable future. With that, I come to a conclusion of my role as a Toastmaster of the day, and I hand it over to the presiding officer, Master.
This is the time our team is launching posts for the best role players as well as speakers. I would like to invite guests to come on stage and share their feedback for today's meeting. Guest Akshita.
Hi everyone. I thought today was very informative and the speeches were very interesting and I learned a lot. And also during the evaluation also I learned what it means to give a good speech and all the tactics that are required. All it was good experience.
Thank you. Moving on to our next guest, Chandan. Guest Chandan, can you please come on stage and share your feedback?
So it has been very insightful listening to all the speakers and evaluators. Like evaluation also was very insightful. Like so starting from Yogi, she did a fantastic job. One thing sitting there, I might not be a well evaluator, but one thing I realized we were lacking in was this lack of persuasion. So while you were saying that you want to grab the opportunity, but the topic was like somewhat different. That was my take. But that was good. Like the way you were delivering everything was suitable. So someday I look forward to becoming like that. And yeah, the evaluation by Pulkit was fantastic. Title, connect, and content. So this has to be there. So I've seen few speeches of him online, and he was up to the expectation here also. So, and then Nitin, so very good topic, most part. One joke he cracked, like was I felt it was worn out, so kind of never tried. So we have heard it over and over time, so it could have been avoided really. And now so Chetan, so the email. So this has been part and parcel of our daily lives. We have been thinking otherwise and speaking otherwise. So it was quite relatable. And so it was very enjoyable session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, Chandan, it was wonderful. So definitely crafting these kind of stories and creating all the elements in your speech is an art, and we have delivered it a lot over a couple of weeks. Now moving on, polls have been launched. If all of you will please open their WhatsApp group of the meeting group number 434 and give your voting for the best candidates, best role players as well as speakers. And if you have them, please raise your hand. please raise your hand who has already voted. Any more guests? Do we have guest Anurag?
There is a very good feedback for this meeting and very best experience and giving getting some experience, some knowledge from the Toastmasters attending here and also express myself first time in the stage and this is my good experience for me and also getting very good learning about how to calm myself in a situation in a very hard situation in the life and also putting in the hard things so get a good life.
Meanwhile, I would like to invite another guest Faisal. Can you please come on stage and share your feedback?
Actually, I was feeling nervous to come on this test because first time I came here and I was figure out this type of place where I could come and I could learn from this place and also from you. Actually, I've been working so many years, 2 or 3 years regularly, but I was not improving. So I used to ask my client and my friend that how can I improve my communication skill, and I also said myself that how can I improve my communication skill. And I was get one question that when I will have a good environment, definitely I will learn. So I think I can learn from you, and definitely I will try to come here regularly and try to learn from you. Thank you.
So if you, all those guests who want to become the member, may please officially contact our EC team, particularly Abhijit or me or Toastmasters Nepal with our Vice President membership. So now we are moving on with the results. I think the results are already ready, right? 1 minute. Okay, so till that time at the VP end, I would like to invite and encourage all those members who want to take part in the next meeting to please nominate yourself for whatever role apart from speaker, because speaker slot is already booked. But apart from that, I think keyboard will be Toastmaster Jyoti. Will be keyboard.
Keyboard, no.
Rajdeep. Okay. So let me suspend one.
Table topic master आया. Joint session.
Okay, so
Yeah.
keyboard is Rajdeep, table topic master is Toastmaster Jyoti, timer is Zubair, right? Confirm. And Gravadian, active listener.
Active listener.
So you have to bring chocolate. Okay, so active listener is Kavya. Most of you might find it boring, but it is my responsibility as a BCA, and I am taking the time. I am leveraging the time, in fact. Speech evaluator, that is very much required.
Evaluator.
Anandita, Manoj, Pulkita, the speakers, right? You are the speaker, that is confirmed.
I am the speaker. That is speaker.
6 मिनट के स्पॉटर्स करने के लिए पैरा उठा रहे हैं स्पॉटर्स आ रहा है स्पीच
Right now we have Manoj, Anandita and Pulkit as an evaluator. Rajan, that I have to confirm.
I can withdraw my speech slot अपना पे since I'm an evaluator.
We have got only 18 responses. 25 people are ready.
Someone left.
And everybody.
Let me share the
voted.
Yes.
Chetan sir.
Is there time? You can tell me. Right. Just write on that. Okay. Do it fast. So we have 5 confirmed speakers for the next meeting, and that is Toastmasters Nepal, Toastmasters Varun, Toastmaster Amanpreet, Toastmaster Pulkit, and Toastmaster Muskan. So far.
Mine was backup speaker, so mine should be there in this one. I was the first backup speaker for it. So I should
Backup
be.
speaker will not transition into the next speaker, but yeah, for
It
18 minutes.
should be. Technically, it should be because how like this is happening.
So they have put almost last 1 or 2 prior to 1 or 2 weeks they booked their speech slot. So it's like that only. But again, I will put you as a backup speaker for the next meeting.
Then that will be
Or if you agree, then we can do a
Toastmaster
speak.
Pulkit is backing out, right?
Sir, I'm
So
an
you can put
evaluator.
her-
I can back out as a speaker. तो मेरा जो spot है
And you can put her.
Okay, so Sapna and you will be then
Evaluate.
her evaluator. Okay, done. Okay, sorted now. For 18th May, you can nominate for a speaker. Just text me, and it will not be on the first come first serve basis. I will see how many speeches you have delivered in the past. So on the basis of that, I will allot the speech, and I will share all. So likewise, you can do it. I hope the results are ready.
18th May, I will want to give a speech. 18th May.
18.
Just WhatsApp me. DM me on WhatsApp. I will gauge it and then I will assign. And by the way, we will also be conducting our club election in the month of June. So all those who are interested in taking the leadership role, just be prepared for it. Just try to learn from
Club election.
club election for the
It
next.
happens every 6 months.
6-month membership.
That will happen probably on 25th of May, because at the last week of every month we used to have our.
Last week of June.
So what kind of contest you are? Tortoise. Shall we do tortoise?
Yes, got it.
देंगे हाथ
Last week of May.
Last week of May we will do tortoise, and official announcement will come soon on our WhatsApp group, right?
Guess who want to participate can participate.
Yes.
Okay, so now I think we have up to the results. So first I will go on with the evaluator. Any guesses? Best speech evaluator.
Wow. Amazing.
It is Toastmaster Pulkit